Hey guys, Jess here. I want to talk to you today about teaching outside of your typical office space. And the reason that I'm talking about this and the reason that I want to share it with you is because this past weekend I ended up going on a very last minute overnight trip to my aunt's shore house for Memorial Day weekend. Initially, I was pretty bummed because I didn't think we were going to be able to do it because I did have classes scheduled for Monday morning. And then I decided, you know what? Everyone talks about how they teach on the go. I've seen some really great videos with some tips and advice on teaching on the go. And so I decided to give it a shot. I do plan on going to the shore in July for a week, and I intend to keep all of my morning classes. I will close my schedule for my night classes because I know that night's going to be a little bit harder, but my morning classes are all while everyone is sleeping anyway, and so I do intend to keep those. So it was a good practice run. It was just one morning, and the things went really well. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what my setup was like, what I brought with me, and I will also share that with you guys in some pictures as well. So I ended up, the initial plan was that I was going to teach at my aunt's kitchen table, in the kitchen of course, but sleeping arrangements got a little mixed up, and so one of my cousins was sleeping on the couch, which meant that I would have been teaching like 5 feet away from him, and I didn't feel right doing that. So I ended up using their bathroom, and you'll see some pictures here. And it really worked out really well. Now, of course, no one was able to use the bathroom from 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., but nobody was awake, so it worked out okay. So I want to just share with you guys what I brought. I know that you'll see some really awesome get-ups for what people bring with them on the go, and I do plan to bring a little bit more with me when I go for the entire week. But again, like I said, this was really last minute. I didn't have any time to run to the store and get anything extra, and so I made do with what I have at home that was really easy to just sort of travel with. So this bag here, this is a 31 bag. You can probably find any bag about this size. See, it's a little bit bigger than my head, not very big at all. So I brought this bag with me, and this fit everything that I used and needed other than my stand. And my stand is not big. It just is kind of the way that it folds didn't fit in here. So I brought with me my iPad, of course. Now I know that I see a lot of discussion about tablets and phones and things like that. I did start with PalFish on my phone. It is absolutely 100% possible. However, it is small. And for me, it worked, and I was like, after my first few weeks when I realized that things were going really well for me, I decided to just take the plunge and buy the iPad, and I am so incredibly glad that I did. I do not have the Pro, though I set my eyes on a Pro for the first time over the weekend while I was at the shore, and I had no idea quite how big it was. It would be really cool to have that. I know that some people do. But I just have the latest 6th gen to the 2018 iPad, and it works perfectly. The size is fantastic, and things are going really well on it. And it also fits inside here. So first things first, my iPad in its case inside my bag. The next thing that I brought was my Bluetooth keyboard. Now this is a completely optional accessory piece that you do not need with PalFish. However, it is extremely useful, I have found at least. Now with PalFish, you don't have very long reports that you have to write, but you do have reports that you need to write for each lesson. And initially I was doing it on the keyboard on the iPad or on my phone, and it just took much more time than it needed to. With the keyboard, it's fast, it's easy. This thing is small. It's smaller than my iPad. It connects super easily. It actually connects to 3 devices you can have it set up for. And I got this on Amazon. I can link it below. But so this and my iPad fit in my bag with plenty more space. So what else did I bring? In my room, I use a secondary reward system, which everyone is supposed to use, and I mix them up a little bit, but I do a lot with these emojis. The reason that I like to use them is because they're versatile in how you use them, and you're also doing not just rewarding them, but you're working on emotions, you can count them, you have, this social aspect, which they all like. So what I do here is, these are all of course magnetic, so this is literally just thrown in the bag as well with the iPad and the keyboard. And so if I have higher students, I'll give them all of the options that I have, and I have a few more. I'll give them 12 options, which there's one missing here. And I'll let them choose. Okay, you did a great job. Which emoji would you like? And they love it. They'll start acting them out. And so you're teaching that emotion piece as well and talking about the different emotions. If they're a little bit lower, I usually will take off half and I'll give them 6 choices to choose from just because it can take them a little bit longer. And then if they're even lower, where it's just, this can be overwhelming choosing anything at all, I will take them off completely and I will choose them. And I'll stick, of course, to the happy ones and I'll say, wow, you did a great job. You got a happy face. And they get really excited. Now, I do switch things up. I have ice cream cones. I have party blowers. I have different things. But for traveling, I found that this was really, really simple because it takes up only the space of the whiteboard. So this, of course, takes up no space, which was really, really easy to slide right into my bag. This is, of course, also a whiteboard. So you could throw a marker in your bag, and you also have a whiteboard with you just in case. And I do use my whiteboard for phonics type things. So I have my iPad, I have my keyboard, I have my reward system. Now with my regular students, and I only had regular students on my schedule, which is pretty typical right now. I haven't been getting trials for a little while. But with my regular students, I use these rewards sticker charts. And they really like these. At the end of class, I have them choose a sticker. You'll see a lot of them are building up. Some of them have already filled them up. And so I knew which students I was going to teach. I brought their reward charts with me. I brought a sticker sheet with me. And so I didn't, even though I wasn't home, I was still sticking to what I usually do. I didn't want it to be too different for them. They, of course, were seeing a different background and things like that. So I wanted to try to keep things as normal as possible. So I had my rewards, and this, of course, takes up no space. Then I had my PalFish logo. So if you're a teacher with PalFish, you know. If not, it's important to know that you do need to have a PalFish logo behind you whenever you're teaching the official kids courses. If you're doing lives or free talk, that is not a requirement, but you do need to have your logo for official kids course classes, as well as a blue shirt. It doesn't have to be a PalFish shirt. I found this on Amazon, but you do need to have a blue shirt. So this, of course, came in my bag as well. What else did I bring? I brought my headphones with me. So I do often use my AirPods, which are fantastic and really easy and really small. I did end up bringing these with me. They're just really cheap headphones that I decided to use those because the mic is closer to my mouth and because I wasn't sure what the sleeping arrangements were going to be and I didn't want to disturb anybody. I felt like I would feel like I could talk more quietly if I had the mic close. So I ended up bringing those. They worked great. What else? Tape. Okay, so if you bring yourself a logo, you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you have no tape to stick it up. So you definitely want to bring, I just brought a roll of Scotch tape. And what else? So I have my selfie ring light, which actually at this moment I think is dead. But so this is, I got this recently from Amazon. It clips onto your iPad or your phone, whichever device you're using. It's really simple, and just, you never know what your lighting situation is going to be. So it just adds a little bit of light if you need it. And that worked really well. And again, all of this fit inside this bag. Now, the last thing that I had with me was my stand, which is a small stand. I can link it below as well. But like I said, it doesn't fit in my bag. So I just threw that in another bag that I packed with my clothes. And that was it, guys. That was like, my reward system pretty much covers as a prop and a reward that I can use for different things. Now, when I go to the shore for the week, I will likely bring some of my other things. I might bring maybe a puppet or, you know, my ice cream cones, which I use a lot. But so minimal, did not put any damper in my teaching schedule, allowed me to do what I would do pretty much at home. Now, I do see in a lot of other teachers' videos and comments and things like that about teaching as far as some type of background other than your logo. And I do think that's a great idea to keep things, you know, a little bit more exciting and interesting for them. A white background can be pretty boring. I did have a shower curtain that was kind of interesting and colorful. So on my shower curtain, I put the PalFish logo. One thing that I definitely plan on getting is going to the dollar store and just grabbing like a, you know, those plastic table covers, finding something, maybe a girl version and a boy version, just something that would be fun for them. But that's it. I mean, you can literally bring this job anywhere with you. So I'm really looking forward to teaching when I go to the shore in July for the week and seeing how it goes. And I'm excited to share that with you guys too. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Again, this was my first time teaching away from home. It went really, really well. And like I said, I really needed so few things with me. So it's great because it's not a job that you have to put on hold or you don't have to put aside making money because you're traveling. It's very easy to bring along with you. Again, if you have questions, comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.